This particular car is a 1967 Le Mans. We built this for a customer. The guy wanted a Cubs colors because he's from Chicago. So I told him, I said, yeah, I could definitely work with that. So we did a rendering for him, showed him what we were going to do, and he let me have kind of free reign to have creative freedom, I guess I'll say. So this is kind of what I designed for him. It's a pro touring car, resto-mod. There's a lot of people call them different things. The chassis upgrade is a Roadster Shop chassis, all 4-link coilovers. So, you know, kind of like the new cars of today, people want them to drive and handle, and you know, you go drive these old cars from the 60s and you know, you're like floating down the road and you're counter steering, and you know, when you get done with a car like this, I mean, it drives really like a new Corvette or something like that even. So this particular car has an LS3 with a 4L70 transmission, Mosier 9-inch rear end that's been narrowed. We mini tubbed the back end and put a 13-inch wide tire on the rear. Wheelwood brakes all the way around. The body itself is actually a Voodoo Blue. It's a Pro Spray paint. We did a lot of neat things, in my opinion, as far as like ground effects and the spoiler and a lot of little billet custom touches that you don't normally see on this particular style of car. Especially the Le Mans is kind of the, you know, the unthought of car in the Pontiac world. So we put a few twists of GTO in there, some of the things that we highlighted of that. We kept the gills on the side of the car, which is, if you know, the Le Mans is really the only car that has that gill on there. So I didn't want people to think we were trying to make it look like a GTO. I just liked some of the features the GTO had. I did American racing wheels, 13-inch wide with a big fat lip on it. You know, that's kind of the cool muscly look, so we tried to really amplify that look. Inside of it is all leather interior that's red and blue, also big Sony stereo system because we like them to sound good on the inside as well. Again, you know, you buy a new car anymore, they have a good stereo system, so you know, you get those creature comforts. We are here in Odyssey Batteries booth, so obviously we put Odyssey Batteries in the trunk, finished the trunk all off and dressed it up to look similar to the interior. Did a rear diffuser underneath the back. That's really more for just for cosmetics. It's not like this car is going to do 200 miles an hour that it needs that. But it adds a little bit of cool factor to the car. Under the hood, we dressed it up with a lot of billet and aftermarket parts. It's got a Phytech EFI system on it, on an LS3. Headman headers, MagnaFlow exhaust all the way out the back. So it's got a really nice rumble to it. We did have a cool little feature we put on. Hooker's got a new cutout system that is electronically controlled. So it's kind of like the new Corvettes. When you get on it and the exhaust gets louder, it's the same way. So it's automatic opening off of acceleration. So there again, more of the kind of modern creature comforts of the new cars kind of twisted into a 67 Le Mans. Came in and we thought it was a pretty decent car, and after we had it sandblasted, realized that we were kind of fooled by the bad craftsmanship from somebody before us. So we replaced all the sheet metal on this car with Goodmark sheet metal. This particular car here was built in about seven or 8 months, I guess, from start to finish. That's about the average build on a full custom job like this. One of the things at my shop is we do everything in-house. So we do all the metal work, the body work, paint, leather interior, suspension, wiring, stereo, I mean everything. It does not leave our shop. So it's a little tougher for us. We have to schedule very smart, you know, because cars are overlap. You know, while in one section we'll be doing sheet metal work, the next section we're doing audio work, and the next section we're doing interior work, and I got one in the paint booth, and so it very well has to be organized to make that all work. So a particular car like any of the muscle car stuff is around that kind of time frame. We usually have a year to year and a half wait list on a big project. If it's just a paint job or something like that, usually we can try to squeeze them in here and there, because I do just paint work on some cars as well. You know, because some guys like to do their own work. So they'll do as much as they can and then bring it in and have us do the finish. We do have a website. It's thecustomshop.co. I probably have 10,000 pictures on there. So, the nice thing about it is some of them are really from start to finish. You see the tear down to the build up to the finished car going out the shop, which is kind of nice to be able to see those stages of the process.